Okay, just making sure everything is all good. Okay, we should be live. So, hopefully this is working out well. Okay. So I think we're live. Let me just set that up. There we go. Excellent. So, I'm assuming that we are live. If anyone would like to help out by saying hello, that would be great. But, wrong one. G'day there, ladies and ledians. Welcome back to our Dragon Quest IX Let's Play. It is currently raining here at the moment, so let me know if I need to change up the sound. And hopefully the connection is good, but we should be good. As you can see, I changed up my party tricks. I felt that this was kind of more appropriate, you know, instead of saying hello and goodbye in the same instance. But in any case, we can't really take on the boss here at Gleaver. We have changed into Priest from last episode. As you were aware, I was grinding with Priest for a bit, and it was taking a long time. So I've made it a bit easier for myself, you know, by using some action replay codes, but it doesn't really change anything. It just saves time, really. It's just like a XP multiplier kind of thing. And to compensate, we've also done a gold multiplier of the equivalent value, you know. So it all balances out. It's just less time consuming for me, if that makes sense. But I shall also explain our change in equipment. We got the red tights, which offer one more defense, I believe. Yeah, one more defense. But it also helps us against fire and ice type attacks, so I guess that's pretty useful. We've also upgraded our magic armor into enchanted armor. I would do it for the shield and the mittens, but we don't have enough of the resources for that. We're still running the steel helmet. Hopefully we can get something better. Galvanized getter, I think, is just really good. I don't know if we're ever going to replace this. Maybe later we just go more evasion champs, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit more defense as well. I'm just going to turn down the volume on my computer end. So I'm not sure if that will affect the stream volume or anything, but we'll see how we go. So, we are moving off to new lands. We are level 22, so we don't need to worry about grinding. Which means that we can just avoid all the monsters along the way. There is going to be a little bit of an issue with the boat, as we'll need to... as we can't really avoid monsters with the boat. So we'll just need to hopefully run away. But we are moving on to new lands to try and find a new Fygg. Let's see if we can do it, eh? Let's probably check. Yep, okay, cool. Okay, so I believe the way to go is this way. You've heard of Journey to the West, but have you heard of Journey to the East? Okay, let's see how much damage I deal. Not the greatest. Oh yeah, that does remind me that I need to... one sec. I just need to change something. I need to turn off those action replay codes and go back to gold times 4. There we go. That way we're not going to level up a bunch from the next boss, or by anything we defeat. Alright. We're good. So, we're moving off to the east. Let's try and find Fygg, eh? Alright. We're in Hermione. I think it's supposed to be a pun on, like, Germany or something. But we can do a little bit of exploration. There's actually some pretty valuable alchemical ingredients that we can get in this kind of area. Actually, that's all the way up there, but we can check out at least this part on the map. I forget what this is. Okay, it's just a farmland. What we got here though? Slipweed. Not bad. Yeah, so this continent is really good for some recipes for later on. But since we're not really using those kind of weapons, I don't know if we really need to do it. But we'll see. I'll keep it in mind if we need for later. But you basically go up that way for more good ingredients. But we are going this way. We are going to Snowberia. 500 points if you can guess what that's a pun of. Okay, we're heading out over here. Good thing we can just avoid all the enemies, you know? Alright, here we are. So, welcome to Swine Dimples. Again, it's another pun name, so I think it's the pretty punniest name in the game. Like, if you think of alternative words for swine and dimples, you'll kind of understand what it's talking about, you know? So, this person's thinking that we are a detective, so we're just gonna say yes, why not? We are the detective. That way we can gain some entry to this. I want to say it's like a university, or for America it's like a college. College, not cottage. Yeah, so they're having some disappearing students, so we gotta look into that. Alright, so, yeah, we're going to look into the case of the missing students and hopefully find a Fygg along the way. So he was expecting a different person, but we told him our name. He's like, oh yes, I've heard of that name, sure. Even though this is the first we met. The greatest thing is that we get a little down payment, you know, half an hour, half later kind of thing. So we get 2,000 gold coins. Pretty useful. And we are going undercover, so we have a uniform to attend with. Alright, we don't know that there's a Fygg here, but there's a good chance that because something is going on that it is probably due to a Fygg. So we gotta put on our uniform. We don't have pants with it. Ah yes, I am a detective. I am a fellow student. Don't worry about the rest of my equipment. You know? Right. Do you think I need to read this? Right. No, we don't really care. I think it's like tied to a quest line, but I don't really care about it at the moment. Yeah, so nobody's been able to say hello, so I'm hoping I'm live. If I'm not, I'm gonna... I don't know what I'll do really. Alright, I kind of forget where I'm supposed to go. So I'm just kind of going around, getting loot, reading books, you know. Good. Alright. Let's head to the outside, check around. What we got? Well, that is a better start for us at the moment. Pretty good defense as well. Fine. We'll get 1 star, just for the meantime. Alright, so this is a dormitory. Alright. How is everyone today? Like, YouTube says we're live, so... I hope it is. I guess you never know. Yeah, so these kids are thinking of getting up to some kind of mischief, and there's a ghost in the background. So I think this is a pretty good lead for what we're doing. Alright, so we gotta follow them. Yeah. This is also our bed. Throughout the entire game from now on. We can go to this location, which does take a bit from the zoom and then getting over here, but it is completely free, so if you're ever out of money, sure you could go battle the slimes near Angel Falls for a few gold, and that'll get you. But, you know, if you're ever strapped for cash, you can just go here and rest up for free. Which is pretty neat. Alright, people are attending class, which is a good way for us to sleuth around without being disturbed. Kind of forget where we're going. Yeah, so I think they're gonna be in the auditorium over here. Octite is shut. How do we get in? Unless the kids are elsewhere. There they are. Found you. You're coming with me. Yes, I want to be part of your gang. Alright, we have our new quest. We gotta be part of this gang, so to do that we gotta touch the statue at the top of the school at midnight to kind of prove that we're one of them. So, let's rest up. I think it's easier to go down this way. Into our bed. Rest until night. Yeah, we sneak in. Not really sneak in, as there isn't really any stealth mechanics. Ooh, magic door. Ow. I feel kind of silly for that now. I didn't need to buy the pants after all. Okay. Any recipes? There we go. A lot of things we won't be able to use, but, you know. Human swamps of the Erdest marshland. Okay, cool. Good to know for later. Don't need... Oh, there we go. Advanced alchemy, that sounds good. Nice. Ah, hello, Detro. It means that we are live, and I'm not just talking to myself. I wasn't sure if it was, you know, actually live or not. But, welcome. Good to see you. We are still playing our Dragon Quest. And, we're in Swine Dimples. So, possibly the punniest place in the game. You know, think of an alternative word for swine, and an alternative word for dimple, and I think you get the idea. Yeah, okay. You were busy, that's fine. Yeah, I don't blame people for not showing up. Today is a bit unorthodox, because usually I do it yesterday, but I was doing some other stuff yesterday. Okay, more recipes. But it does mean that we're live and that people are just not showing up. But we're all good. We're all good. Getting some good recipes here. If you're worried about the music, don't worry. That's just part of the game at the moment because it's supposed to be like that. because it's almost like a stealth mission, but there's no stealth mechanics, so it's just silent. People like schedules, so when you're offered a noise everyone. Yeah. I'm not really one for schedules though. Like, if I get one person in, like here, that's pretty good, you know? Better than no one. And I'd rather have, like, you know, like one person show up rather than, like, you know, 5,000. You know how hard it would be, like, have a conversation with 5,000 people? You know? I mean, I doubt people get that high in terms of, like, live concurrent viewers or whatever, but, like, even something like 200 people talking at a time, like, how do you keep up with that, you know? So, just, you know, since you're here and you're, like, giving one at the moment, you know, we can have a good conversation. So, basically what's happening is that our little gang here has, touched the statue, and Fred here has been possessed. He's gonna jump! Do a flip. He's fine though, he's got that body in him. But we're gonna try and help him out. You'll need moderators above like 300? Yeah, probably. But like, I feel like it's still gonna be hard, you know? Because ideally you have like a conversation with like everyone. And even if you're delegating that to moderators, you know, it's like, the viewer isn't really talking to the streamer, they're talking to, like, you know, some random moderator. And it's like, is that going to be particularly interesting for them? You know? Like, if you're typing in a message, you're probably not having it for a moderator, you're probably having it for the streamer. And so, having a conversation with a moderator would, you know, it would solve an issue in a way, but it would create a different kind of issue. So I don't know what the best solution would be. In any case, we are moving on through the old school to figure it out. We don't need to grind it for any experience, so we are good to kind of just go for it. Yeah, I forget the exact path we need to go, but I think it's like this way. Also, let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. At certain points, streamers start having minimum donations before reading out. Yeah, I don't like that either, you know, like, you have to pay for your message to be read. Like, come on, man, like, this is a free platform, you know, entertainment should be free as much as possible. You know, like, and I get that, you know, people want to be, like, monetized and all that, but, like, you shouldn't have to, you know, get paid by people, like, wanting to have a chat with you or something, you know? Like, that's just a bit scummy, especially if you don't handle the conversation well. I forgot that we can change it our uniform. So, let's just try and run. Yep. All these paid subscriptions are overwhelming. Yeah, like, it really stacks up, doesn't it? God, I hate this. We're gonna lose so much money. Alright, we're putting on our good armor. Like, look at that bonus of defense. Now we're cooking. Yeah, we got a fair amount of gold, but, you know, we're still relatively rich. We don't have much to spend it on anyway. So, let's give this another try, shall we? Yeah, like, paying for a chance for a good conversation doesn't sound good. You know, like, maybe the streamer will go on a tirade about a topic. Or maybe they'll just quickly answer and move on to the next guy, you know? Like, I don't know if that's really worth it for people. Like, there's probably like an equal chance that if you say something interesting enough that someone will pick up on it, and so it's like, oh, you're reading this comment, but they didn't pay, so, like, I just don't see the kind of point of it. Well, I mean, I get the point of it, but I don't like it. Come on, man, like, move out of the way! You're taking up my entire bookcase. Alright. We should be fine. Much more manageable. There we go. Fleeing makes them despawn, which is always good. Nothing here, is there? So there must have been a way to get that red chest, but I didn't quite see it. Oh yeah, we would have had to go through the... Yeah, I see it now, but we can get on the next attempt. Yeah, I've had some read out in my comments, but they never really talk about it or to me, so it feels like a grain of sand on a beach. Exactly, like, you know, if you have 300 people, right, you know, a random comment is just going to be mixed in with everything. And so it's kind of rough, and it's like, well, do you repeat yourself, or, like, do you ask to read a previous comment? Like, I don't think there's a good answer. There's nothing, definitely not like a one-size-fits-all kind of answer for it. Like, one way or another, there's gonna be an issue or two. Dang it. Ah, free first time. Great. Antidotal herb, always nice. Don't think there's anything over there. We be chillin'. Throw the poison a little bit. Where we go in here. Yep, here we are. So, the plan is simple. We stall. We, hang on. Get that antidotal herb out of here. We don't need that. We need a better one. Look for the one that we have the most of. Excellent. If you spam your comment in hopes they actually read it, they time you out or even ban you for it. Yeah, like, that's rough, man. Like, what do you do? Like, is there a good way to go about it? Not really. So it's either you pay, you get ignored anyway, or you get, like, kicked or banned or whatever. Like, not great. Alright, so basically, this is the first headmaster, right, of this, academy, and he's possessing bad students to come for extra classes. And, they're kind of being controlled, like, you know, puppets or something. And I believe... yeah. So, they're not allowed to leave until they kind of learn their lesson. But, we're here to save the day. And he thinks that he's in control of us, but we came here of our own accord. Here we go! Yep, been turned off from some streams because they removed my comment even though it was a question about how they were doing. What the hell? Like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, You go, hey, how's it going? Bam. Like, what kind of culture is that, you know? You'll never get something like that here. It'll be quite a bit before I do like a ban. Cause I'm pretty open, I guess. Like, and open to different opinions. So it'll take quite a bit for a ban. It would have to be something quite egregious, you know. So this is the Houndmaster or Dreadmaster or something. Basically, we're going to Magic Mirror. Because he loves to cast spells. So, let's just reflect all the spells at him, and we chill, you know? Maybe we go for an attack. Reflect. 55. See? It is that easy. We block one attack, take one. Would be good to heal up. You know, but that's what priests do. Oh man, we are getting lucky with that. Reflect! He's like, Nani? Did not expect this at all. Honestly, we can just kind of defend for a bit. Like, this is how you win the battle, you know? This is the only way that we can win a battle with Priest. We're defending, so it's not as bad. Damn, he really likes the attack. But we got a pretty good block chance, I think about like 9% or so. And we got 1.5% chance to evasion, so there's about, you know, about 10% chance that anything he does to us, we can just ignore. Alright, we don't have the magic mirror anymore, so we're going to put it up again. That hurt. Now, there's still a chance that he does a double shovel and wrecks us, but we gotta try and heal up. Yep, like that. So, it's not guaranteed, but we gotta try and keep that up for as long as possible, that strategy. You know? Like, that is, like, the best kind of strategy we have for this guy. That's, unfortunately, the truth, you know? And so if we're not able to do it as priest, we'll have to, you know, go back to the drawing board a bit. So, I believe... this way. Try and get that red chest this time. Do we need a special key or... no? Yeah, so... that is our best chance to win. But it is rough because... ooh, a green bracelet. That sounds good. Huh, neat. Solid strat. Obviously the devs think you have more than one, but yeah. it is a bit rough solo. If we can bait this guy into the wall while we run quickly. Not quick enough. Yeah, I like having a... oh jeez. I like having a whole team of people with shield, and we all just use magic mirror. And so when he does the AoE spells, he gets like hit 4 times. You know? It's pretty funny. He takes like well over 200 damage. Okay, this is fine, but we gotta start moving. There we go. So, yeah, this is realistically the only boss we can chase with Priest. And so if we can't do it, we're gonna be in a bit of a bind. But, we got plenty of locations to go with. He had to be right there as well. Okay. Cool. Free first try. And I think, like the wizard, or mage, can also learn a similar spell, by the time you get here. Or maybe it's around a bit later, but they get a spell version rather than an ability version. Oh, I didn't get that chest. Yeah, you... Oh god, you're just wide enough, so... Eh. There we go. Iron Honda. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. My god. Out of the way. I hate people that walk in the middle of the road. Like, there we go. Come on. Ah. Hi. Don't mind me. I'm sorry for what I said before. Now, can you move? Yes. There we go. Easy. You gotta will it. Hey. We are here again. The thing about Priest is that we are so slow, so we gotta, react rather than go for it. Well, I walk in the middle sometimes, so feeling called out. Yeah, you should! Like, you walk in the middle of the road or a pathway or something, and, you know, nobody benefits but you. Like, I'm sorry, but, you know, you kind of need to pick a side. Alright, let's try this again. This is attempt number 2. So, get the magic mirror up. Good block. Then we try to get our health back up. Nice block. We are going pretty good on the blocks. Reflect the spell. Heal. And then in case it's physical attacks, we just defend. And this is our strategy. We got a lot of MP. Jeez, how many times do you want to attack? We got a lot of MP, so we can keep the magic shield up and get some good heals in for a fair bit. Alright, we gotta try and heal up. The thing is, like, whenever we try to heal up, we gotta hope that he doesn't wreck us. I don't realize it half the time until my brother calls me out for it. Yeah, sounds about right. You know, we all have our little idiosyncrasies that we don't really notice. Until they're kind of called out by someone else. Like, if there's no one around, you know, you walk wherever. But if there's, you know, people around, you know, pick a side. Good block. Oh yeah, we do have an ability that increases our block chance, I believe. But this is kind of a war of attrition. I don't really want to use MP for it if I don't have to. Ooh. Come on! Bro decides to attack twice out of nowhere. He couldn't have done literally any other thing. It is rough, but, you know, we got a lot of points towards our shield skill. So, I'm not complaining overall. We can do the same kind of thing with mage, although we'll have less healing. We gotta get lucky in that he doesn't... Well, he's got a double attack and a regular single attack. We gotta get lucky in terms of what he does, so that he doesn't keep whacking us. The thing is though, that like, either healing or putting up our magic mirror takes us a turn, and that's the turn that we're not defending or healing up. I didn't mean for defend, I meant for run. There we go. Come on. Okay, this is getting annoying. If we lose here, I'm not going to be too happy. There we go. Yeah, like, we need him to switch it up between spells and raising his tension. But the more times he attacks, the harder it's going to be for us. Alright, we're just going to have to encounter this guy and run from him. Come on, let me run. I hate it how there's like just so many narrow corridors. You know? So we can't really... we can't really run because there's so many narrow corridors around, you know? And we can't just avoid them. We're losing all our money here. Luckily we stocked up on plenty of herbs. I don't think we're gonna make it on this third attempt, which is it's rough for sure, but I don't know what else we could do about it. Actually, I do have an idea. We could potentially pick up that tiara before we run out of money. You know, it's only a few more points of defense, but it could be something. I believe it also increases our magical might and magical mending, which should be good for the battle. Because I believe the magic mirror damage is based off our magical might. So if we increase our magical might and our magical mending, which is our healing spells, while increasing our defense, you know, it's pretty good upgrade. May as well do it before we run out of money, so... Thinking... Oh, that's expensive. That is really expensive. Well, should have done that before. Okay, gonna rest up, then try again. We're just gonna go for it. But it does mean that we are close to changing our vocation if we fail this attempt. So we are either going to shift into mage, or we are going to shift into thief. Don't know which one's going to be more useful. I'm kind of thinking mage. Because mage is our second, like, weakest class. We won't be able to get the sage vocation later, but that's kind of whatever. It's by the end game anyway. Third time's a charm, hopefully. But, you know, we'll be able to get enough points from mage to get our shield skill to 100. Which would also allow all our vocations to equip a shield, so that we can have a better chance with the thief and the martial artist later on, for example, you know? And then after that, it's all about getting points into our weapon of choice, which is fisticuff, and then the individual skills. If I can bait him. Dang it. But it's a thing mage too. Yeah. It's a little the same kind of strat, I think. Because I'm not sure if I want to be focusing on like casting offensive spells. Because I'd rather be trying to heal or defend or put up the magic mirror. But, you know, it's the same kind of idea, and I think Mage is faster than Priest, so we'll be able to hopefully outspeed a little bit more. We won't have access to healing spells, but that's why we got herbs, you know? Alright, third time's a charm. Let's see. Are we predicting a win here, or is it gonna be another loss? We just need good RNG for him to not attack like, you know, 5 times in a row. Would you consider streaming Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 at some point? I could do that. I definitely could do that. Building up my own team for them is going to be quite the effort. But I could do that. Alternatively, I could just use the rental Pokemon and see how we go. I believe in you. Thank you. It's definitely an uphill battle for this, but we'll see how we go. We just need him to focus on spells. Hang on, I'm thinking. We got buff, so that will increase our defense, so that way we don't need to worry about the spells so much. Good to think about. Like, come on, what am I supposed to do about that? You know, like, now my choices are limited. If I go for heal, he could, you know, attack and get rid of me immediately. But if I don't, I gotta heal at some point, you know? Okay, he finally decided to cast his spell. Oh, you're not getting away with streaming without me. I'm inbound with heals. Thank you. I wish you would come in for some heals here and there. Okay, we get a crit heal. Stop attacking. We need you to focus on spells. Call him out on his grammar. Sorry, pays my attention to his spells. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Like, we need him to cast spells more than... Alright, we're gonna go for buff. That way we're not gonna die super easily to the attacks. Reflect. If he increases his tension and then goes for spells, that is great. That's what we want to see. Like, we need him to have high tension spells rather than high tension attacks. Hey, we went first. Okay, we're doing decent, Might go for another buff. Not bad, not bad. We're taking way less damage for that. So I'm gonna have to start using some herbs for healing, otherwise we're gonna run out of MP really quickly. That's so good! He did double trouble and did 1 damage with 2 buff. Alright, good to know, good to know. Unfortunately, we are kind of learning this a bit late. You know what? We're gonna get some MP back from him. See, like, look at that! That's so good. We need more of that. We're not able to get much MP, but it's better than nothing. Also, if he casts more spells, that'd be great. Buff is buffed. Yeah, the math on it is really good. Yo, you have the spells, I haven't drained all your mana yet. Like... There you go. crit! Which bypasses defense, by the way. Alright, another magic mirror. Okay, we're doing decent. Defense returns to normal, that's rough. That puts us in a bit of a bind, because we could either focus on increasing our defense, or we could focus on healing. Either way, it's kind of rough. With one buff, we're not going to get much out of it. If we are faster, then we can get 2 buffs, maybe. This is rough. Like, either way could backfire. Or, like, put us into a bind, you know? I'm gonna go for buff and hopefully he does some spells. If he goes for some attacks, we gotta hope that we're faster so we can get double buff. Then we can heal for free. Go for heal then buff. Yeah, that's also a good point. Alright, we'll do 1 heal, then we'll try buff. Okay. That's not too bad. Now we're in a better position to buff. Haha, your high tension spell got reflected on you. How does it feel, matey? 1 buff. Oh, okay, tension doesn't get used up on spells. Good to know, good to know. We need some MP back. We gotta get as much MP as possible. Give me that. We got plenty of turns where we're not really affected by anything you can do. Next turn we might pop another heal. Uh-oh. We may as well do that while we're still buffed. Good, we blocked the attack. Now we go for a heal. Yeah, can you cast your spells? Uh-oh. Tension returns to normal, then tension increases. Give me that MP. Alright, here we go. We gotta get another buff going. Good block. Out. We should be fine for another buff. Oh boy. Okay, that was close. Alright, another magic mirror. Okay, now you can cast your spells. We need more MP. Close one there. Yeah, it was very close. We got a good system going, as long as we got enough MP, you know? We also need him to not run out of MP, because then we're basically doing like no damage. Still fine. Reflect. I mean, the occasional crit is always good. We might just... We don't have too many of these left. As we turn to normal, that's fine, that's why we healed up, so we have plenty of chance to do this. Like, if he ever runs out of MP, which is possible by the way, we got no damage unless we crit. I'm gonna go for a magic mirror. Now we go for another buff. Reflect. I mean, this is really the only boss that we can cheese like this, and even then, it's not even guaranteed. So, now we need MP back. Come on, we gotta get close to it, right? Like, the more he casts, the better it is for us. Get some MP back. Okay, another magic mirror. Before we get wrecked by all the spells. We can go for a basic heal. It's pretty cheap. He's like, huh, my first spell got reflected, but surely my second spell won't get reflected. Just use Comet Punch, I wish. Actually, that's kind of an attack that we're getting with the Fisticuff later on. So later on I'll be able to use Comet Punch. But not at the moment. Ouch. It's gotta be the end soon, right? My god, like, please knock yourself out. Yeah, go for an attack. Okay, another magic mirror. Okay, not bad, not bad. Ah. Also, if we can get another crit, that would be good. Okay, not bad. A good old block. We'll just go for a basic heal. Uh-oh. If we run out of defense, we gotta use defend if he doesn't get rid of that attention. Yeah, we just attack. Not bad. He must be so confused about why all his spells are reflecting. Nice crit! Also some good MP back. Alright, now we go for a buff again. Ouch! Oh, that's bad. He really wrecked us there. This is bad. No matter what he does, if he does anything other than raise tension, we're kind of dead. Because we don't have our magic mirror anymore, so we're going to get affected by a spell. If he does an attack, we don't have enough of a buff to make it like very limited. We gotta hope we're outspeed, or that he decides, you know what, I'm out of mana, which is kind of bad for us in the long term, or that he decides to raise his tension twice. I mean, he's definitely raising the tension, that's for sure, but let's go for it, eh? Tension? Dang it. I feel like we were so close as well. That's the thing, like... Man, if I figured out that buff strat earlier on, I would have had a better chance. For the other 2 attempts. Okay, so... Let me... Copy... Duplicate... So, that is priest, so we get rid of that. There's our updated vocations. As priest is no more. We still got plenty of time, about half an hour or so. So we can start rolling up our new vocation. Remember, with every vocation, we get stronger, alright? So, even though it may be a bit rough at this moment, we're kind of in our training arc, you know? We will get there. We'll get to a point where we destroy all the bosses again. I'm kind of glad that we got this far as Gladiator, because, you know, with our level cap, right? It means that we get higher amount of points. So we could have gone like Priest or Mage earlier on, right? But our level cap would have been lower. So we would have gotten less points overall. So, this isn't too bad. It's kind of what I've been expecting. We're 3 vocations down out of a possible 10 because we won't be able to get Sage or Luminary, right? So we got 7 more vocations to make ourselves into a god, essentially. So, the question is, which vocation do we go into? Martial Artist and Warrior are kind of our powerhouses for later, so it's either Mage or Thief. I'm kind of aiming for Mage. Just get that shield skill up to 100, right? That way the Thief and Martial Artist can, you know, equip a shield later on. Which would be great. And then we can spend points in Thief or Martial Artist later on to just focus on the fist. So I'm kind of thinking Mage. Is it going to be good for this battle? No, because without buff and access to healing spells, our kind of long-term health for that battle is not going to be good. So I don't think we're going to be able to beat this boss, but you never know. There is an alternatively a 3rd boss I could attempt. I kind of forget what the gimmick is or like what kind of strategy it uses, but that could be a path we go down. Alright, so we're now in Mage. Right, mages are very limited. But that is better. Look at our robes. Oh my god, we're so weak. No, we can't wear a getter. Alright. I guess it's back to the clogs. Look at our fashion. This is definitely a JRPG trope of like, good stats, horrible appearance, you know? So, we do have some leftover skill points, because we weren't able to get shield to the next, like, ability, you know? Like, we can't get there, and so I was like, you know, maybe we don't do that. Now, we do need to put 8 points into Spellcraft. That is for unlocking the Armamentalist later on. Actually, we can do that kind of whenever, but it'll be easier to do it later on. Other than that, we're gonna put our points towards shield, get enough points to get to level 100 with shield, and then leftover points will be used for future vocations. That being said, we also need 3 points into knife. There we go. Okay, a bit rough, but now we're back to the grind. So, let's go Zia. You. You're probably the easiest to battle. Gasho Pug. Poggers. Okay, not too bad. We'll definitely level up a fair bit from this. There we go. That'll make it easier to grind against these guys. Especially when we get a crit spell. Nice. We're moving up the ranks. 3 more skill points. Alright, now we can start putting points into shield. We put some points into knife skill so that we can get the ranger class later on. There's probably, I think, a different way, but I think you do need the knife skill for it. So even though we're, like, you know, less points into shield at the moment, it will be helpful later on because we'll be able to unlock more vocations. But now we move over to Coffinwell. So we're kind of in a grind at the moment, but, you know, if you want to chat, that is fine. I did have a few kind of icebreakers to talk about if you want. Oh boy. So, what is everyone's kind of favourite instrument for each type of instrument there are? You know, like strings, woodwind, brass, percussion. Is that it? There might be other categories, I guess. But we'll start with strings, right? What's your favourite string instrument? We got things like acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, violin, we got banjo, we got ukulele. You know, what are your favourite string instruments? I think for me, I like acoustic guitar. You know, it feels pretty homey, you know? Pretty countryside, you know? But you know, if the violin play is good, it's definitely up there. Boogie boogie boogie. Banjo. Watched one ever since I played Banjo because yeah. Not gonna lie, it definitely introduced me to the instrument as well. And you know that intro, that was played pretty well. You know, when he's just doing his whole solo moment. Banjo is pretty good. It's got that nice kind of twang to it. Okay, next up we got like woodwind. So flute, was it? Yeah, like pan flute. We got recording. Was it? Not accordion. There's flute, and then there's Recordion. There's like one where it's like along your mouth, right? And then there's one where there's to the side of your mouth. I forget what they're called. But you got those. What other woodwinds? You got just a basic whistle. Accordion. I thought accordion was the like the big thing of two hands. That's harmonica. You mean like harmonica? Yeah, harmonica is I guess a woodwind instrument, isn't it? God, like, I'm getting confused about the names. But, like, I thought the accordion was the polka one, you know, where it's the two hands and you like pump it in and out. I guess would bagpipes also count as a woodwind? Maybe. I don't know, it's not my favourite category of instrument, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably go for Ocarina from, like, you know, Zelda, you know, because that was pretty fun. They also had a pan flute for Spirit Tracks, which is also pretty good. Woodwind is any that moves air through holes, as far as I know. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I guess accordion could work. But yeah, I'd probably go for like a pan flute or the ocarina, because it was kind of fun playing with them on, like, with Zelda, you know? God, we do no damn shit thing. Let's try crack and see if that's better. Alright, what's next? We got percussion, right? So that would be things like drums, I guess, what does the piano count as? Is that like a percussion? I actually have one, but I'm terrible at it. Or the harmonica or the accordion, or both? Or ocarina? Yeah, ocarina, because the ocarina time. Yeah! I know, right? Piano is a string. Ah! Yeah, it's kind of weird, because it uses some strings, I guess, but the hammer hits, so it's almost like a percussion. It's a kind of a weird category, but, you know, it being a string doesn't totally surprise me. Yeah, so percussion, you know, we still got drums, we got bells, I guess, we got cowbell, we got what else we got? An ocarina is from the game, but like I said, I'm terrible at it. Ah, oh, you got an ocarina. That's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing it. There's some ocarinas in like something like Zing or like EB Games or something, which is some stores in Australia for kind of nerd culture, right? And it was like a blue ocarina from Ocarina of Time, and each of the holes had like the different button associated with it. So you could be like, alright, this is A, right, left up kind of thing, and try to replicate the sounds like that. For percussion, I'm partial to good Congo drum. Yeah. I think you mean like bongo. The bongo drums. Dang it. All the way back over here. I could turn on EXP cheat if you wanted to make this go a bit quicker. Bongo, autocorrect, fair enough. Yeah, so for me, for percussion, it's either like a jingle bell. I love that, jingle bells. Or it's something like steel drum. Steel drum's also pretty good. Maybe xylophone. Not too bad. So those are probably my choices. What else we got? We got I guess like electro or like synthetic. So that would be something like a theremin. That would be just kind of, I don't know, like DJ kind of stuff, like remixes and corrections, auto-tune, It's kind of hard to describe, but it's definitely something electronic in digital. But yeah, just imagine a band playing with all your favourite instruments. So for you, Detro, it would be an ocarina, some bongos, a banjo, that could be interesting. Talkbox, anything with that just sounds cool to me. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Alright, let's heal up at Ultra's Abbey. Do you guys mind if I put on XP cheat just to help us grind out a bit? It's gonna be effectively the same, it's just gonna cut out the time. And I've got the multiplier set up so that it's, the same. It's just going to be quicker. I think for the sake of time we'll be fine. That's fine. Alright, one sec then, as I get this going. Let's just do that. While I... Alright, we want that and that. Alright, we are back. So, you're going to notice that we're going to get a lot of experience and a lot of gold, but I have mathed it out and it is fine, it's just speeding it up. So if we were going at the rate we were going at before, it would still be the same, but we're just kind of speeding things along. We're just going to make sure that we don't get above level 22. So let's battle something relatively easy. Sure, the slime. Okay, I wasn't sure about the speed, so I wanted to do this. Oh, is that only for one turn? That's kind of rough. Ah, nice block. Come on. Alright, maybe the slime stack was a bit rough. For our level. Man, this episode's all about dying, isn't it? Alright. Let's try battling an easier foe. You will do. Oh, but two of you friends, Jesus. Okay. I don't think we can stay here. We need to run. Alright, we'll battle something back at Coffinwell because that's a bit easier to deal with. Okay, we managed to run. So, we're gonna go back to Coffinwell, because that's a bit easier to deal with. We'll heal up, do some battles, get some levels, then we can go back to Ultra's Abbey. We're so weak at the moment. Alright. Let's try this again. What's good around here? You're fine. Ah, but your friends aren't. But yeah, like imagine a band of all your favorite instruments. So yeah, ocarina, we got banjo, we got you know, some bongos, and then just for the sake of it, we got a talk box. Boost it. Like, would it be a good band or would it be kind of garbage? Guess it's up to you to decide. I don't even know how that would work, really. I don't know how we managed to dodge that. We don't have any... Oh wait, we do have a veteran chance. We got 1.5% with our feet. Alright. We're gonna get a lot of levels from this. Excellent. From level 8 to level 15. There we go. It would be interesting, definitely an upbeat country vibe with being provided. Yeah, I mean, tell you what though, I don't think that genre exists at the moment. So close. Now we can probably go back to Ultra's Abbey, heal up, and then battle some of the local wildlife. Well, mine be, so it would be like a... Well, let's go with a pan flute to be different for the woodwind, right? Pan flute, we go either violin or acoustic guitar. We go with some like jingle bells or sleigh bells. Or a steel drum. And then we go... What's my electronic? Yeah, I'll go with a theremin. It's a really instrument where you use your... I forgot about this. We're doing a quest line. Because we're level 15 or higher mage. I forgot about these guys. Yeah, so... It's an interesting instrument where you use your hand to kind of make different noises based on like the location of the hand. But it really adds to kind of sci-fi kind of sound. Anyway, so let's lock in a steel drum, right? We got pan flute. We'll go violin, and then we'll bring in the theremin. Quite an interesting setup. Yeah, you should be doable. And so anyway, I started blasting. Bang, bang, bang. 15 to 18, not too bad. Which means we can now equip a shield on any vocation. Which is so good. Means that when we go back to, like, say, Thief or Martial Artists, we can equip a shield for that block chance and that defense. Which really increases their capability to defend themselves. Plus allows them to use things like the magic mirror, you know? do need to be careful that we don't overlevel. $18 to 20, so we gotta be very careful here. Yeah, so at this point we're just kind of saving our skill points for later. So if possible, we should try and defeat one enemy at a time. Not three. You know what, this is a pretty delicate balance. I might have to like do it kind of manually at a low rate off screen. So I think that's gonna be it for today's episode. Or live stream. Either way really. So we'll just get up here, rest up. Or maybe not rest because we'll have to do that conversation again. But we'll get up here and then we'll kind of say goodbye. And so, I would like to thank everyone for watching. We made some progress. We had a good attempt or two, but we weren't able to defeat the boss. So we're now in the major vacation, but we are improving. Nice, glad I could join. Look forward to the next one. Yeah, so next week should be back to the Wednesday Australian time, you know? Yeah, this week was a bit more chaotic, if that makes sense. But, yeah, I would like to thank everyone for watching, and, well, I'll see you next time as I figure out how to end the stream again. Here we go.